Hey, welcome back to Cinema Sitdown. I'm your host, Andrew, and I'm joined by...
Madeline.
Megan.
Joshua.
Jackson.
And today we watched the 1977 animated film Wizards, but we will talk about that right after this intro. All right. Yes, like I said, today we watched the 1977 animated film Wizards, directed by Ralph Bakshi, who is probably most famous for, I guess in this context it would be the animated Lord of the Rings film, as well as a couple other films like Fritz the Cat and American... I don't remember which one that is. I'll say Fire and Ice for now. But Wizards takes place in a post-apocalyptic fantasy world where two wizards, Avatar and Black Wolf, one good, one evil, fight for control of this new fantastical world filled with a bunch of creatures and magic. It's pretty cool. Let's show you that trailer.
There will come a time on the planet Earth when science and technology will be long forgotten. When humanity will rise from the ashes of nuclear holocaust. When wizards will rule the world. 20th Century Fox presents Wizards, a futuristic fantasy epic born in the mind of Ralph Bakshi, the master of animated magic. It is the story of two brothers, Avatar and Black Wolf, powerful wizards, and mortal enemies from the day they were born. Avatar, the good, who rules the peaceful kingdom of Montagar with wisdom.
Science and technology were outlawed millions of years ago.
And magic. Black Wolf, the future Führer.
Attention! Behold!
Who rediscovers the ancient secrets of propaganda. Technology. And war. And sends out his mutant armies in a reign of unimaginable terror. In Wizards, you will also meet the lovely Princess Eleanor, the loyal elf Weehawk, and Peace, Black Wolf's evil robot henchman, who is transformed into an avenging instrument of justice. Wizards is a Tolkien world of fairies and elves, sorcerers, and demons. It is shot 10 million years from now, against strange and huge panoramic settings. And it is more fantastic, more enchanting, and more powerful than anything you've seen before. Wizards, the ultimate futuristic fantasy epic.
All right, well, I feel like that trailer does a pretty good job of showing you everything you really need to know about this movie before jumping into it. So, speaking of which, let's jump into our initial thoughts. Does either side want to start?
I thought it was really good. I really loved the animation, and I don't know if we can get into the spoilers here, but the twist with Eleanor kind of halfway through really shocked me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can get into spoilers
Okay, great,
at a later point. I'll throw up a little tag to make sure people can go watch it beforehand.
I was again, the animation was fantastic. Just that 70s style animation where it's both smooth but also not the cartoony Hanna-Barbera design of some of the characters is really good, and because of that it felt like a kids show. Mm-hmm. But then things would happen. We were like, oh, this is not for kids, but it's just kind of designed to look mm-hmm. in that style.
Yeah, I will say that this was marketed as a family film.
Really?
Because Ralph Bakshi is a director who's done a lot of was very famous for sort of pioneering adult animation in theatrical sense. Fritz the Cat is X-rated, so.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's
yeah,
what he's most famous for, again, with the animated Lord of the Rings as well. But this was marketed as his first family-friendly movie.
Interesting. I didn't really get the family-friendly vibe.
No, he's closer.
I was gonna say it's working on it,
He's trying.
Yeah.
But it would kind of like, oh yeah, they're like doing funny bits and like funny jokes, and then like we'd see like on screen like genocide, and it kind of took away from that, which I really liked, that kind of, I guess, juxtaposition of where it's like fun and colorful and the characters look funny and they're saying funny things, and then like it's like, oh right, this is like a Holocaust retelling.
I really enjoyed it. I don't watch a lot of animation. I don't watch a lot of animation. So it was nice to sit down and watch something like that. Also, it sounds really weird, but like the Avatar and the elves, they kind of reminded me a little bit of like the claymation the Santa Claus is coming to town.
No, I can see that. I can see that sort of like, again, like going back to like animation style, it feels kind of similar in a lot of ways. I can see that for sure. What do you think, Joshua?
I was kind of distracted by all the animation styles. Sometimes you get still drawn pictures, but then you get like, the classic animation hand drawn motion, and then it looked like they used actual war footage and traced over it, putting shaders on it. But when we got further into the story, what kind of confused me is, I get the whole Nazi and military, the whole dictator thing, but why didn't he make his own, his own empire, his own symbol, his own ideology? Instead, he resurrected Nazis, and it makes me think, like, did he admire the guy, or is he
I think that is inherently like part of the point of the movie. Instead of inherently making something new that is reminiscent, it is supposed to be like, again, the whole thing is dredging up this old hateful ideals and then using them to motivate a new group of people. I think that's honestly the point of specifically that, is that it's supposed to be showing, hey, just because we've already this conflict is already over, that doesn't mean like the ideals are not gone. They can be resurrected, they can be retooled for new things. I think it's the idea behind that.
So like neo-Nazis, right, today?
Yeah, it'd be a similar sort of thing to that, where it's like, again, it's dredging up these hateful ideals because they're not inherently gone just because the conflict is over.
Okay.
I did like how maybe like the lore reason of why I'm sorry, what was the antagonist's name?
Black Wolf.
Black Wolf. I do like how like he found a projector and he found the footage of what he maybe was like Nazi propaganda footage, and maybe he didn't see how that all ended for them, and it maybe kind of led to his downfall possibly.
I definitely think that, again, that's likely part of it, is that, again, it's like dredging up stuff without the full context. Again, this is as the movie said, millions of years removed from World War II as a whole. So, of course, he's going to find just the footage itself, not have any of the context behind any of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the movie does a good job with that sort of like juxtaposition, like you were talking about earlier. Again, with animation styles, with specifically like the rotoscoping, that being drawing over like the images, using that for Black Wolf's army, I think was a really like inspired choice, because it looks very unnatural compared to like the forces of good, I guess you could say, because they are like, because it's drawn over live action footage. It gives them like that ethereal, like evil feel to them, because they're not of the same world. It's
like, because when you like do that, the rotoscoping, it like is still 3D, and then everything else in the movie is like hand drawn 2D stuff, and it's just such like and I really liked how they mixed them together in scenes. But just like comparing the two was like an interesting way to like show the difference between the two like armies.
Yeah, I think that's really neat. I just love how this movie looks.
Yes.
I think this movie looks so, it's such a good looking movie. The backgrounds in this movie are insane with how intricate and detailed they are. Yeah. And I think, again, it does a lot of the heavy lifting of the world building, because there's not really all that much world building necessarily. You get the bits of exposition, both from the narration and from the characters inside of it, but a lot of the heavy lifting is from those intricate backgrounds and like how the world looks, and I feel like it has a really well defined look to it.
Speaking of like the exposition and narrators, that was honestly my favorite part. Like the exposition, and whenever the narrator would come in, I just loved her voice and how everything looked during all those scenes.
There lay Delia on her bed, holding a pair of twins in her arms. The older fairy instantly knew that these were not ordinary twins, but magical wizards. The baby wizards were polarized like...
It felt like a fairy tale.
No, yeah,
like
it's definitely
retelling,
close, yeah.
especially the exposition. It like with opening with like a book and like opening the book to tell the story. It was very like telling a tale, really. And I honestly think if you like played the exposition like narration on loop, I could fall asleep to that. It was such like a soothing.
It's a good,
like
a very good
ignoring
voice.
the context. It was like such a soothing like just like way to like enter the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think the narration's really well delivered. I think the performances in this movie are pretty good, all things considered, for like voice acting in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily like where voice acting is like a super well. I guess maybe at this point it's like more well respected than like it may have been in like the 2000s and stuff like that. But it feels like there's some real weight put on lines and stuff, even if the lines are a bit silly.
Yeah.
You did bless us with a fact about one of the voice actors, if you wanted to share.
That's true. Yeah. This also features a little Mark Hamill cameo before Star Wars. This movie came out 2 weeks before Star Wars, and he plays the little fairy prince, Sean.
He's so cute.
That unfortunately, spoilers, gets shot and assassinated.
Nearly immediately.
Um,
Andrew's like, it's Mark Hamill, and I was like, oh my god, it's
And
Mark
then he
Hamill.
gets
He has like
shot.
2 lines.
No, he's not there for very long. But it's an interesting sort of thing because it's like this is again pre-Star Wars, before he's like a household name, and I
Yeah.
just think that's really it's very interesting. It's just a very neat little thing.
Because like now Mark Hamill does a lot of voice acting.
No,
He's
yeah.
like pretty famous for being in a lot of like big name things and doing a lot of voice acting. So it's interesting that this was such a early voice acting role for him before he was like Mark Hamill.
2 weeks before he was.
2 weeks.
I was gonna
Two
say,
weeks before.
2 weeks before everyone knew who he was.
Right.
But these movies were in like production at the same time.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks before Star Wars came out, and everyone
that's crazy.
freaked out because it's Star Wars. And I think there's a lot of it's interesting to compare the two. Again, sort of going back to like the ideals of like reviving fascism and stuff, is that both movies sort of feature a similar thing.
Yeah.
They're both very similar in that regard. Whereas in Star Wars, there's specifically the Empire, which is like a reinvention of these ideals with some other stuff mixed in. Whereas this one, it's very, very direct, very
Blatant,
straight.
yeah.
They're just reviving Nazism. And I think that it's interesting to look at that as like how 2 different movies from the same year depicted that sort of like resurrection of these ideals.
I do think that sometimes people think that being so straightforward is not a good thing. Like you're shoving the concept behind it in people's faces. But right now, like this climate, sometimes I feel like we gotta be so obvious.
Yeah.
Like even then, it's like they're Nazis. They're doing bad things. This is why propaganda not good. And I think sometimes we gotta spoon feed it to people. You know?
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Is that like not every movie needs to be super subtle with its messaging. I don't mind like having like a very direct thing, like again saying, hey, these are the bad guys. Here's why we don't need them.
For the movie's sake, I appreciate it because it leaves me room to think about other things. Like I was thinking about maybe if certain countries were represented by maybe the elves or the fairies.
That's what-
I think that there is some intention there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's definitely something there.
I mean, I don't know if we see like 2 different groups. We see the mountain fairies and we see the elves, the elf army, and
Where was the desert elves? Were they different? Or are they the same?
I think they're like the same. They're like the remnants.
Okay. But I don't know if they represent specific countries, but like how it's just like different ideals, like how like the mountain fairies were like, we're gonna stay out of it. We have no say in it, and like obviously we as the audience are like, no, you have to fight the evil. But there were people in Nazi Germany times and even today times that are like, it's not my problem, so I'm not gonna deal with it. And then there's I kind of found like the elf army as representing like the Allied forces, where they're just fighting the war. They're just like obviously fighting the evil, but just like participating in the war. So that was what I picked up on that.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think they're like again supposed to be representative of, like you said, like the allies for the elves, and then maybe like the neutral parties.
Yeah.
In war for the fairies. I think that's the interpretation that Bakshi's going for. Where did I want to go? I had a thought and then I lost it. I wanted to talk about the score in this movie because I think it's really good soundtrack, but it feels like almost like not fitting at first, because it's very like 70s like funk throughout most of it, and it's a very interesting choice because it's like okay, but then like as I was getting into it, I was like, okay, I'm feeling it because it's legitimately great music. It's just I wonder if there would be a more fitting soundtrack. I don't know.
I love 70s funk.
I mean, I love the soundtrack in this movie, but I wonder like what is the choice behind that?
I'm not sure. I just liked it. I didn't think about that it didn't fit. I thought it was just fun, and it was. I mean, there's parts where there's like long stretches where there's no dialogue, and so it was nice to have like some sort of like funk music in the background to like set your like vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing like marching demons with like glowing red eyes, and you're thinking, okay, you're gonna play like some drum, like do 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 do.
So you get a little bit of that, but most of it is the funk
you're gonna get you're gonna get like a sick bass line.
I was gonna say,
like, oh yeah, genocide! Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting decision. I like it. Like truly, I just think I wonder like what's the reasoning exactly. I might have to look that up. It's something that I'd be very curious to learn.
Yeah, I don't know who. I didn't get to like the composer or anything when I was scrolling through IMDb trivia.
I'll check right now while we're thinking about it.
As he's looking that up, back then LSD wasn't illegalized yet, and it makes me wonder, like, man, I wonder how this movie would be if I was on an acid trip right now.
There were a lot of like fun colors, and I really like the coloring,
shapes and colors.
Like when you were talking about the backgrounds, like the colors in the backgrounds.
Yeah, just foaming through the mouth, like.
I do feel bad that I didn't pay attention too much as the score as I wish I would have. Because you guys were talking about the score, I'm like, I don't think I was listening. There was so much for my brain to focus on, and I was like trying to dissect the meaning. You know, I was like, ooh. So
and imagine trying to dissect the meaning to like a sick like bass line.
It's just out one ear, out the other.
I didn't pay much attention to the score until the jazz funk came on. I'm like, all right,
like, okay,
get down with that, I guess. Our Nazis though.
I was gonna say the score is cool, but like again, I wonder if that's again like sort of like playing with juxtaposition in a way. I'd be curious to find that out. I had another thought, and now I've lost it again. It's gone. What was I gonna say? Anyway, I guess going back to like visual, I feel like this is a lot more of a visual movie than like a plot and character movie. Weirdly enough, because I think there's definitely there's cool characters. I like Avatar. I like Eleanor as characters, but I feel like they're not really it's almost like that's not the focus. I feel like the visuals are definitely the focus in this movie, and I think that's really neat as like an animated film. Is that it has that. It is able to be a very visual movie, and I think that's very cool.
I wish we could have seen more of Blue Eleanor, as I call her. I don't remember her name.
She's not given a name.
But she has the baby at the end.
Yeah, she has the baby. Yeah.
Like I want to know more about the baby.
Black Wolf's wife.
Yeah.
Blue Eleanor.
Yeah, and there's like a whole like subplot like but Black Wolf wants a human child, not a mutant child. And like, I wonder where that's gonna go dead.
There was a whole storyline.
Well, I think the idea behind that is again going back to Nazism, and he literally says like, warriors of the new master race.
Yeah.
Again, it's like, that's just another
subtle.
It's just adding another bit. It's like, he believes in eugenics too.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were saying, I don't think the movie has to be subtle.
No,
I think it's good that it is blatant, cause especially if it is a kids movie, they're not gonna pick up on it. Even when there are like Nazi allegories in movies today, people don't pick up on that fact that they're
really
trying to do a Nazi allegory. Like when you mention Star Wars, does everyone know that it's supposed to be a Nazi Germany allegory?
No.
So I think it's fine that Wizards takes a very direct approach of like, yes, he is replicating Hitler, and here's proof, him showing Hitler film.
Here's him parting the Nazi curtain as he plays Nazi propaganda on the projector.
And raises his right arm to announce to
announce that to announce to his new master race.
Exactly.
I did find it very interesting that, at least to me, it seems like the mutants didn't really know exactly why they were what they were fighting for until they were shown the propaganda, which again talks about propaganda, but also the way that people are just so willing to fight for something without even knowing what they're fighting for.
I definitely think that's another point there. All right. Well, we have a few minutes left. Let's talk about spoilers now. Sort of going off of not subtlety.
Yes.
Avatar shoots his brother at the end of the movie. What are we thinking about that?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was insane. It was an insane twist. Like, he was gearing up to do this like crazy big spell and big magic, and
Again,
he
you're
pulls
expecting a big wizard
he pulls
fight.
a pistol out of his sleeves and shoots him. Fantastic.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's two solid shots.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be against someone shooting a Nazi.
I mean, yeah.
A wizard.
Yeah.
Even with a Nazi.
Yeah, I'm sorry for mentioning the spoiler earlier, but I love the Eleanor twist. That genuinely, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I did not expect her to hop in the tank like that and kill.
Sorry,
Megan,
because we were
that's
talking about propaganda. It just speaks to how influential propaganda is and how easily it is to fall for propaganda. Because all she had to do was get a little bit of Black Wolf's ideals, and it immediately flipped her. And it shows just so. I think the whole film is like about propaganda, really, and how bad it is.
Yeah.
I want justice for peace.
Me
I do
too.
too.
Yeah.
He's like the opposite of Eleanor. He turned from bad to good.
Yes.
And then he was trying to fight the tank, and I don't know, it's like, whoosh, and he just deflated. I was like,
Yeah,
my boy.
I agree. I think peace needed
He was really
justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's like he's fighting the propaganda. Like, that is like he's like trying to reverse like the propaganda that's in his head.
Right.
Yeah. And he was so cool to me. I don't. He
He's a really cool and a very iconic design.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's over
And the way he hits his shots all the time. Yeah. Hits his shots all the time. He's like silent killers.
He looks really scary at the beginning, though, compared to
I think
Yeah.
he's supposed to be, but then it's
Yeah.
like as it goes on, it gets very it gets wrapped up very nicely.
So funny.
I do wish we would have sat on his death for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
It kinda
does
It
was.
feel-
was really
it
fast.
does
We
feel a
did,
little bit
it
rough.
did. We had-
That's one of the things about this movie that it's like, okay, I'm not as high on.
Yeah.
Is like it does feel very abrupt in a lot of ways.
We had to get other things to get. We had things to
Yeah,
get
there's
to.
things to do.
99% of the marketing for the movie has peace on it.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like they would have sat with it a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
a little bit. Well, I think we are running out of time, so let's go to ratings. Who wants to start out first with their last rating?
Okay, I think I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10 because the animation's charming, the story's good, the voice acting's good, especially the narration. Shout out the narrator.
Shout out to the narrator.
Yeah, I thought it was good. 8.5.
Oh, me? I feel bad because I feel like this is kind of controversial. I think I would give it a 6, but that's just because animation really isn't that my thing. So I don't know if I'd rewatch it, but I would definitely recommend somebody to watch it. And I really loved it.
Fair enough. 6 is not. I would not consider a 6 a bad score in this rating economy.
I, as an avid animation fan, I would give it an 8.8. I thought some things were a little distracting, but overall, I think it's a great movie.
I wonder what.
All right, Josh, what are you thinking?
I want to say 8.3 for me. Because
Getting very specific.
it didn't really hit me, you know, like it didn't really like want me to like yeah. It was like, oh, that's neat. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't.
Yeah.
You're feeling an 8.
Yeah, I mean
8.3.
Yeah, 8.3.
Yeah, above average, above average. I'll watch it again, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna foam from my mouth like I want to watch it again.
No, yeah, that's fair. I want to say I really like this movie as well. I don't. Again, I think I am in the 8 range. But if we're looking at like, speaking in letterbox terms, real quick, this is a 4.5. This is a 4 out of 5 with a like.
Okay.
The highest honor I can bestow to these kinds of movies is a 4-star and a like. This is
I gave mine 3 stars and a heart.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the indicator of a really good movie. Is like if it has a heart, it's good. It's just like it's rating stuff is kind of hard sometimes. Ratings don't really matter, but that's besides the point. I think that is All we have for today, though, I need to wrap up. So who was I joined by again?
Madeline.
Megan.
Joshua.
Jackson.
And I'm Andrew, and this has been Cinema Sitdown. We'll see you next time.
Time renews tomorrow when we've used today. It will find the sorrow and wash it away.